moving through fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, and moving from codependent leanings to interdependency are the three main things that help us to not only build community but sustain community. And there's our big blocks. Since I've moved into this physical state and mental and emotional state, I have finally been in a place where I can enjoy my community. This is a community I've been building that has been built and crashed and burned and turned to ashes and rise from the ground 3 or 4 times since my Facebook first got blacklisted in 2015, diagnosed. And there wasn't a moment in that crash of over 5,000 connections that I had built all over the world, and it happened on my birthday too, that I didn't think that part of my life was over, right? And yet I didn't even know what I was missing. I thought community was about reaching out and having people, reaching out remotely and having people that wanted to help and to support you reach up and reach back out. And I thought that was community. And I had a lot of that because I had been building community in the music business for a long time. But I didn't realize that the truth about community is actually starting to master one-on-one relationships. I've had many, many people, and this is not to gas myself up, this is truth. Many, many people over the years, close friends of mine even, say to me, not only are they impressed by the community that I have, but they're jealous of the community I have. And one person, 2 people actually told me they even got angry at me that I had such a powerful, beautiful, responsive community, and they didn't have that. So I want to dissect that and really talk about the 3 emotional blocks that I believe are what's keeping us from having the most across the board, mycelium connected, powerful community that we all not only are craving, but that we need. And that's the first thing I want to talk about, which is beyond the 3 things I mentioned at the beginning of this recording. Is that it's okay to want community. It's okay to need community. And I guess that's the 3rd marker, right? Moving from codependency to interdependency, because in the first world cultures, we are idealized to be independent. We're idealized if we do it all ourselves. I can tell you hundreds of people over my journey this past 9 years, hundreds of people that have offered support completely free of charge. Even when I said no, I could give you something back. I could pay you as much as I can, or I could trade you for a mediumship session, whatever. Hundreds of people. And we have to tag team, you see, to support each other, especially those of us who are on a longer journey. I had people at the beginning of my journey in my Buddhist community that said, we will chant every single day for your health. We will get together every single day until you're healed of cancer. Well, here I am 9 years later. That didn't happen. But the fact that there was the intention of that was very powerful. But I learned that not only did I have to develop resilience, I had to develop stamina, because ultimately, and some of you out here, you understand, because you've faced mental health challenges, physical challenges, relationship challenges, and it's, sister, brother, it's about that stamina. And as good intentioned as people are to help you and support you on your journey, there's a part of you that just goes, I know you're saying that, but trust me, like you're gonna help and you're gonna support me until you can't anymore, right? That's just the truth. Because when it's not your in your body and your issue, you only have so much to give. Even inside of your own body, you develop compassion fatigue. Some of you are nodding your heads right now, going, "Yep, that's where I'm at right now." Like I keep giving to my body, but I'm tired of giving to my body, or I keep giving to my mind or my emotions, but I'm tired. I'm tired of being compassionate towards myself. And back to the point is that we need it, and it's okay. Please say with me right now, if it feels right, it's okay for me to want community support. It's okay for me to need community support. The other thing I want to address is this is your community. You can comment on my videos. You can come on Sundays to join me and Darnella, where we're just having open dialogue about whatever spirit is calling to us. By the way, Darnella is also a trance channel. She and I were activated the same year for channeling. She's a powerful trance channeler. She's not just a teacher. So there's a reason God put us together. But what I want to question you is, are you doing the work necessary to build community? Are you showing up when people invite you? Because let me tell you the truth, not every single person out there that's inviting you to an event just wants your money. Honey, people that are asking for money to invite you to a community event, they just want some sort of an energy exchange so they can pay their bills. They're not trying to do one over on you. They're visionaries. They're wanting to build spaces of community so you can engage, but you're not taking advantage of that, honey. You're going and you're judging whoever that is that's facilitating, and you're saying, "Oh, I don't have the money to keep doing this," but you didn't even do the work while you were there. And what do I mean when I say do the work? I mean don't just go there and be a fish out of water, like flopping around, and nobody, like you're in a completely new environment that you're not comfortable with, and not actually be vulnerable about it. The first step to building community is when you're in these situations, like this video right here, comment on other people's comments. Start talking to people. If you see, oh my God, they're a really beautiful person. They really made me feel something. Start telling them. Because the people that are really suffering and need a community the most are the people that aren't even putting a like on somebody's video. I swear to God. Honey, when you look at all the videos I've liked on YouTube, I've liked like over 5,000 videos. Because I put myself out there. And it's scary to put yourself out there. So that addresses question 1 and question 2 that are the blocks to build a community. Number 1 was having a hard time being vulnerable in a community space. To share emotional vulnerability is so powerful in community spaces. Do you know that's when you touch, move, and inspire somebody else in the community to also share, which then builds another tendril of the mycelium network and gets us all together? Don't sit there looking at my community, wishing you had what my community had. Honey, you're part of my community. What are you talking about? Why are you even calling it my community? You're here, aren't you? It's your community. Own it. Love it. Know it. Claim it. And then the other one is rejection, right? Fear of rejection. Trust me, I've had the most severe group trauma, chronic group trauma that you can imagine. Not the most severe that you can imagine. That's untrue. But that you can imagine for someone so involved in community as me, and so dependent on community as me. I was so severely bullied in elementary for 2 years. That's bullied when you are on the bus, bullied when you choose to walk to school, bullied inside the classroom, because back then teachers weren't aware of the travesty and the devastation, psychological devastation of bullying, and bullied at recess. So that's 12 hours a day I was bullied for years, to the point where I was getting in physical fights with people. Me. And then in junior high, I had a group of girlfriends, and one day I came to school. They were all chatting like we do every morning. I came, and I tried to join a circle like I always did, and they just blocked me out. And they never, to this day, gave me a reason why they did that. And they never invited me to join that circle again. And I was without my friends just in a second, and never understood why. So if you're talking about somebody that's scared of group rejection, you're looking at her. You're talking about someone who's scared of, in a second, someone can turn around and just your whole community can be gone. And you have to build friends from scratch. Just like I said before, when my Facebook crashed, when I had just found out I had cancer on my birthday. Please, get out of your own way. And people come up to me to say, oh, Rachel, I want your community, but I just want one-on-one time with you. Actually, I don't want to come to that thing, that you have, that thing where you're invited everybody. I don't want to come to that thing. I just want you. And I get it. But what they mean sometimes, not all of you, but what some of you mean is, I just want all that without putting in the work. And what they need is a community. We cannot, and I'll tell you this from a one-on-one coaching perspective to doing group coaching for over 10 years and hosting group events for over 10 years. The group events have the biggest breakthroughs. In group setting, we have the biggest breakthroughs. So how is this all practical? When you move through the fear of being vulnerable in group spaces, when you move through your fear of rejection, and when you move through your tendency to want to gravitate towards one-on-one relationships and hold on to them, and I don't even want you to invite your other friend. And I get that way sometimes. I do. Because I came from a codependent background. So I'm not saying that's wrong or bad. We need our spaces when we're in one-on-one time. Absolutely. But Spirit is saying we want spaces where there is the elders and the children and the men and the women all in one space. Because we hold each other accountable. We're not going to be talking shit about men if we're in spaces where men are present. We're not going to be talking bad about our children and raising children when we're in spaces. Well, I hope not. Where children are, we're not going to be. We're not going to be doing things that are disrespectful if the elders are present. So imagine a space. What could we talk about? And what are your blocks, actually? If you imagine a space where there's children present, both men and women, and elders. If you imagine a space where you can be vulnerable and talk about your deepest traumas, your deepest fears, your greatest aspirations, you feel that block there. There's a block there. But Spirit is asking us to open up that block because we are just really needing to heal in community. We are needing to heal in community. And if you haven't cried in front of at least 10 people this year, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you haven't felt safe enough to do that. Because you deserve that. And I also want to say, there's a shadow aspects to me. There are people on this platform that have said, Rachel, thank you so much for everything you're doing. And it's so beautiful and it's healing to me to see your community gathering around you. And then there's a person maybe that's standing right next door to them. Not that much of a different perspective when you're talking about 360 degrees of perspective if you're standing right next to them. But the person standing right next to them's looking at my community and hating on me for it. And saying to themselves, I could never have that. So which perspective do you want? Because, honey, you deserve to have people gathering around you. And there's also, I want to speak to some people on this platform have been in long-term relationships with me, like over 20 years. And I've hurt them. So I want to be open about my shadow aspects. I'm not perfect. I don't talk all the time about my shadows, but I try to get them in there as much as I can. So you know that there's people that I have hurt emotionally and psychologically in my life. You know, I'm a recovering addict. And some of you know it, some of you don't. So if you're a person that's watching right now and there's a tinge of like hatred or of jealousy or something like that, I'm only sending love and acknowledgement to you. Please, let's get together. And let's really face all of this. And let's really ask the questions that we need to ask. Because the earth is changing whether we like it or not. Mama Earth, she's getting ready for something big, let me tell you. And we have called it in. And it's next level. And we need to prepare for it. And that looks reaching out to each other and for each other more than we ever have before. Ahead of time. Because the biggest work is yet to come. And my dear friend Dornella said this to me years ago when I was in the midst of PTSD. Scared to go to bed, scared to go to the bathroom, scared to walk down the street, scared to get in a car, scared that at any moment, if I closed my eyes, I was going to die and go into the black abyss. My friend Ornella, she said, Rachel, the best is yet to come for you, I promise. And I believed her because she was standing in truth. And she was right. And I'm going to forward that message to you right now. Especially since you logged on to hear about community. the best is yet to come for you. If you're hearing this message, the best is yet to come for you, I promise. I love you so much.